This is something like that. My name is Nav. How are you? How are you doing? Looks like this week we have a back-to-back podcast episode. Yesterday, or day before yesterday, we had a chat with Ashwin Gopinath. And this week, hey, we had a chat with him for a while back. I think it was last year, if I'm not mistaken. Is it this year or is it last year? When he released his single called Kapla Jinga, but he's back again in a time where social media could be your friend or your foe. He has come up with this awesome track. It's a hip-hop track indeed. It's called Social Disaster. So we're going to have a chat with the main man himself, Vixstarr, to find out more about that. Vix, thanks a lot for coming on board, man.
And thanks so much for having me. By the way, happy Onam.
Thank you very much. It has been a very quiet Onam for me since I'm all alone at home. So the only meal, instead of going for that full-fledged, the Malayalis, they have that Onam Sunday, whatever they call it, I just ended up with KFC, man. Oh, pathetic lunch.
That's a pretty decent meal. I would call it wholesome.
Wholesome. I don't know. I just feel off a bit. It's like, it's a bit sad, but okay. But since it's my favorite food, I got no problem with that. Anyway, the last we spoke was what, 1 year ago? Was it a year?
No, I think it was almost 2 years ago because Kapla Jinga was released in December 2020. So it's almost
2 years.
Almost 2 years, yeah.
Oh man, I felt like it was just like end of last year or something like that. I was thinking it's like, oh yeah, I had a chat with him last year, December. Now you're telling me 2020. Oh boy, that's been a very, very, very long time. But anyway, it's good to have you get back again. You look good. You look great as always. And congratulations on your brand new track, Social Disaster. It's a nice one. But before I even get into that track, I just want to know one thing. Is it based on a true life story or is it like in general? Because if it's a true life story, you'll be dumped, you'll be divorced, you'll be kicked out of the house by now. So which is which?
So it's not exactly a true story. It's inspired by some real events. Not mine, but so the story is through this whole pandemic, right? We were going through. I noticed a lot of people flaunting wealth that they don't have. People who I know were going through tumultuous relationships, who portray their relationship on social media looking like nothing is wrong and all that. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. But to create an impression that is not true, I think my stand on this is really don't flaunt anything on social media. You want to keep it neutral kind of thing, right? And not try and show what you really don't have or things like that. And also things that are really good, you flaunt it as you flaunt those really good things as well. There are people out there waiting for you to fall. Right?
Yes. There's a lot of it.
No good. There's always this bad intent. So to avoid all that, social media needs to be neutral. Right? You share things, maybe current events or sure things about your family and all that, but every day if you're going to post something that's not true, there are people watching. So that was basically the whole the premise of the story. So in the video, I played the subject who is in that kind of a relationship, and if you listen to the lyrics, he's talking about he went for an event and this whole thing happened, and the story takes place after that whole event. So that is why you see the subject walking in with the suit and so on.
That explains a lot. Because you were right about that. We have had this conversation a lot, especially since we are on social media together. That's something that's been going on around a lot because people tend to share things which is not true. And I've known that, especially in my industry, my field of work. Some of them actually just go to for example, if you talk about emceeing, they'll just go into somebody else's event and just pose over there and claim that it's their job. Things like that, which is, they don't understand that everybody's watching. People, the industry is very small. Some or other, they discover it. But I also, at the very same time, I feel like it's because of the insecurities that they have. It's like you're not on par with a lot of people. It's like if you don't come up to their standard, you're going to be left behind. And this, for me, on a personal level, I think it is because of how the society has been formed, especially the corporate sectors or in certain fields, or maybe, for example, in a let's talk about entertainment scene. If you're not exactly keeping up with the rest of them, you'll be left behind. The popularity is not there, so you want to be constantly popular. You want to be well known, so you try to portray that fake image just to be in the game. But what happens is you start living a lie for the rest of your life, and when people find out, boom, that's it. There goes your reputation. But at the very same time, I've also noticed that people actually succeed by doing that, giving that so-called fake lifestyle, portraying that fake lifestyle. These someone will end up with more businesses, more active in the social circuit. Those are the things that's also happening at the same time. So for you, what do you think caused this whole thing? I just shared my view on this, but for you, what do you think is the reason behind why people are doing what they're doing right now, especially when it comes to social media?
Well, like you said, right, it's basically insecurities, and you want to keep up with the Joneses, right? So people tend to, you want to create this image that I'm so on. Look at me, I have money. Look at me, I have all this, material stuff. Let me give you a little bit more on the video. Making this video was very difficult for me because it involves alcohol, it involves smoking, right?
Okay.
Two things which are detrimental to our society in general. And the thing is, I don't smoke cigarettes.
Okay.
So that was
good
one
boy,
difficult to, yeah. So it's not to say that I don't smoke, but I don't smoke cigarettes. Let's keep it that way. And I don't like the smell of cigarettes.
I wish I could say the same.
Yeah. So when shooting the video, I had to smoke, and I had to put the cigarette out because I didn't want to take a new one and light it and so on. So, and also for what's the word for it? The continuity purposes, And then there's the drinking part. Of course, I consume alcohol, but that extent in the video, I think the person would have got alcohol poisoning and died. So, but the thing is, when I was doing that, when I had this whole concept, this idea that how I wanted to do the video, in my head, I was like, should I do it? What are people going to think about it? What are my parents going to say? What are my relatives going to say when they see the video and so on? All those thoughts were in my head, but I was like, yeah, now you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do what I'm comfortable with because I'm done living for other people.
Okay.
I'm done with that. This is my creative process. This is my idea. I want to put it out there, and it doesn't matter what other people think. As long as I'm content with it, I'm happy. So I showed my parents before release. I told them, I said, listen, this is purely acting, and I know that because
Disclaimer.
I've never smoked. I've never smoked in front of my parents. Put it that way, out of respect, right? And alcohol as well, same thing. I don't want to see my parents see me consuming alcohol. That's just me, right?
Okay.
For other people, it might be different. Values are different, which is perfectly fine. So I showed them. I told them, this is this, and don't get put off by all this. And they saw the video and they said, it's nice. It's a good video, and it has a message, right? So this is where I'm talking about that. We tend to try and please other people, which should not be the case. Just live your life as you wish, however you want. Forget about what other people think, because if you continue trying to please people, you are not going to go anywhere. You'll keep trying to keep up with others, and you'll just not enjoy the life that you have right now, which is what I'm saying in the song, right towards the end of the song. So that's the thing. That's my view on this. And for this particular video and the song in total, I am very happy with it, because previously when I used to make do my songs, and if I had done a video, I would be so unhappy. I'd be like, no, I could have done that better. I could have done this part better. Could have sounded. I could have added, an echo on that. I could have added a delay on that, or things like that. But this one came out absolutely perfect from A to Z. It was great. So I was totally content with it, because I stayed true to myself. I said, I want to do this, and I want to do this my way.
So the
So that
concept of
that
the entire video itself, was it all 100% you, or did you have the production people coming up with the concept and ideas for this particular music video?
so the story is mine.
Okay.
Then the rest of the direction, the camera angles, the creative side of it, and the videography was, of course, Mila, who shot the video. He did all of those. He did an amazing job, right? So, but the story itself, the idea how the story flows, what happens from start to end, that was my idea.
Oh, nice. You moved into the creative side also at the same time for music videos
Yeah,
right now. It's a matter of time before I see you producing more music videos. Lah. But in terms of the music, how did Roshan come along in this particular track? How did the idea of getting Roshan hooked onto this work out for this track?
so it all happened. But anyway, so what happened was, I remember I was working on this song for a very long time, at least a year. Okay, because I had so many things in between work and other stuff, so I really had very little time to concentrate. So I put this beat together. I had written the song. In fact, the song was only supposed to have two verses, one and two, the first verse and the last verse of the song. Then I, did a demo of it. I recorded it. I did it to my wife. And she was like, this one, I want to know what happens like in between. What happens to the wife and things like that. I want to know the story. So I was like, okay, back to the lab, write down write the second verse again, and record the whole thing. Then in between, as I was still, in the production phase of this song, still doing the demo for it, Roshan released DPKT.
Yeah.
So when DPKT was released, there was a DPKT challenge. So I liked the beat, I liked the song, and at that point of time, I was in my hometown, Butterworth, for a long period of time because I was working from home from there. So I had free time, a lot of free time after work. So what happened was I saw this. I said, okay, now let me do my version of it, and I actually brought my equipment back to Penang and set it up there. So I had my mini studio there and stuff like that. So I recorded my verse. I sent it to Roshan. I said, hey, bro, check it out. What do you think and all that. He was like, hey, nice lah, and all. Put it on Insta and things like that. So then we got into chatting lah. So we were chatting, and I told him, hey, Roshan, I'm working on this song. Take a listen. Let me know what you think about it. So he listened to it and he said, it sounds okay, but I think the drums can do with some work. Let me work on the drums for you. I was like, wow, okay. So he goes back, he reprograms the drums, and he comes back, and I'm like, whoa, this is like totally different. So left it at that. Okay, Roshan's job was done. Then, as I listened to the chorus, I was like, if it had a sing-song chorus, it'd be so much better. Nice melodious chorus, it would sound so much better. And I'm not a person who can sing. I'm the type of person people say swara kata sound like a frog.
Welcome to my life.
Yeah, so I try not to sing at all. So I was thinking, then it hit me. I was like, oh wait, Roshan did two original.
Okay.
Right. I love that song. That song was on repeat like. And at one point he sings on that song, right?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, Roshan can sing. So I hit Roshan up. I said, Roshan, do you want to sing on this chorus? He said, okay, let's do it. So come to the day of the recording, and this is amusing. I already sent him the demo of how the chorus should sound and all that. And then he texts me a couple of hours before recording. He says, hey, bro, can you send me the lyrics for the chorus? I was like, huh? You mean you haven't heard it yet? So I got a bit worried. So he got the lyrics and he comes to the studio and tells me, bro, do you think that is it okay if I give my own version of it? I was like, sure, but by all means, right? This is Roshan Jamrock we're talking about. So I said, yeah, please. Then he said, no, I took out some of these words and stuff and I just kept this one line because I like the line. I was like, okay, yeah, fine. He hits the booth. He sings the chorus. and I was like, damn, it was amazing. I got this whole like Phil Collins vibe. I was like, whoa, this song sure jalan lah,
It's
just
just
for the chorus.
the perfect puzzle, the perfect piece for the puzzle.
Yeah,
Completed the whole
that
puzzle. Yeah.
I was like, damn, okay, perfect work that he did. So that's the story lah. That's how Roshan got involved in this entire project.
And you guys were recording it at Platinum Studios, right? With Choi and all.
Yeah, we recorded at Platinum, and Illegal was our engineer.
Nice. So you had the best of the best working together with you in this particular track. So it turned out.
Yeah. Best of the best. And our mixing and mastering was done by High-Tash. So he did an amazing job as well. Everyone that worked on this project did an amazing job, gave it their 100%.
Nice, because I've been following you on your social media. I've seen the progress from the day one you were planning it, all the sneak peeks of what's happening behind the scenes. And I was kind of impressed, especially when he came up with the poster design, you in a suit and him in the bar as a bartender. So the concept of it was pretty interesting indeed. And you were teasing people for a very, very long time. Yeah, seriously, that's all I can say. You were teasing it for too long, man. I just gotta wait for it to come out. And when it came out, yes, I was impressed. I was enjoying it. You've noticed it, right? For the moment you released the video, I was already sharing it on my social media because the lyrics, for me, lyrics is very, very important because you want to have it relevant to whatever's happening around you. Because in most cases, especially when it comes to hip hop, I would say, a majority of the guys are coming up with words and rhymes or bars, which is relatable with people. But majority, it's still like what happens on social media. I talk about things that I don't have. I talk about, hey, I got more chicks at KFC and all that same old rhyme, which was done in the 1990s, is still being used these days, all this kind of stuff. But also at the very same time, a follow-up. Okay, I mean, this took you a very long time. I mean, the gap between Kapla Jinga and this one is about 2 years. And what's your plan like when it comes to your music side? Because I know you have your day jobs and, you have a busy schedule, you have families and so on. But what are your plans? Since you're already getting into the music a bit, I've noticed that a lot on your social media also. You're on TikTok. You're very active on TikTok, which we'll get back on that in a bit from now. So how long do you plan to go on? Are you planning to do it once a year affair, or just as and when, or you just going to make a comeback and go consistently, maybe every quarter with a track and move on? What's the plan for Vixstarr?
Yeah, so I'm already working on the next track. It's in a production phase at the moment. So I don't want to overpromise, and under-deliver. So I'm just taking my time. I'm enjoying this whole thing. So I don't want to say every quarter or every year, things like that. But what I can say is I want to be a little bit more consistent than what I was. Because right now I've got my setup done, right? And it's perfect right now. And using social disaster as a gold standard, right? From a quality perspective, there's already a framework, what we need to do, what I need to do, who I need to work with, right? Everything is set. So now it's like a template. So now it's just plugging in to that. So since there's a plan in place, so it makes it much more easier to sort of come up with the next song and stuff like that. So I would say I'll be more consistent than how I was before, because I know we had this conversation before when we talked about Kapla Jinga. You asked the same question.
Yeah.
And I was, I don't want to be like those guys who, release a song 1 year and then just disappear after that.
Yeah, so because the thing is, it's not as easy as it sounds, because if you're going to be doing that, it's like the whole idea of coming back again, the promotion, the build up to that song is a lot of work. I mean, you know it for a fact. The amount of effort you put in for this particular single, I've seen that it was going on for months, as a matter of fact. And to do it all over again, it is going to be a nightmare, because once you just disappear from the speakers, what's going to happen is you tend to be forgotten by most people. Then you got to build it back again. It's like, this guy came up with that track, and then you got to do it all over again. That would be a little nightmare for a lot of people. So I hope you don't take too long. The last was 2 years. I hope the next one it goes by months. But at the very same time, sorry, are you saying?
No, it will be months. I'm
Good.
not planning to go years. You know?
Because at the very same time, I'm also curious because I follow you on your TikTok and your social media. Lately, you have been, I wouldn't want to call it philosophical, but you've been giving out good advice, good points, all on things that society, whatever you look at, how you see things, more on the positive side of things, spreading out positive vibes through your social media. But are you going to use that as your theme for your music at the very same time? Because after listening to you doing all this stuff on social media, then I see a social disaster coming out. So I'm just wondering whether are you going to go on that theme for your next couple of singles, or maybe that concept of songs which are going to be released. Are you going to focus on that, or are you going to be something different completely?
So let's just get one thing straight. Like, I'm no gangster, right?
Yeah.
I don't talk about
I can see that. Is obvious, is clear.
And stuff like that. I grew up in the suburbs, all right? I'm no gangster, right? Any trouble, I'll probably be the first one to run.
Tell me about it.
But then, and that's actually a lesson as well, because, if you get into a fight, run, because you have a family, you have kids,
Exactly.
you don't want to get hurt, you don't want to get killed or things like that, right? So, but anyway, what I do on TikTok is actually a lot on leadership. I speak about on leadership, and because that is my rice bowl, and that's my forte, because I've been in leadership roles for the past, 15 years now, I guess, right? So what I'm sharing there is basically whatever leadership concepts that we have, and that's what I'm sharing. I am not trying to put out saying that, oh, I know the best, right? You have to listen to me, I am right. Because every day is a learning process, and whatever I learn, I share. Of course, I try not to share negative news, because we want to make social media a positive platform. I'm not saying that my life is all perfect, hunky-dory, I don't make mistakes and things like that. It happens. It's just that I don't talk about that. Neither do I try to exaggerate my presence, right? Or I don't try to exaggerate how I live my life. And that is why you see me in my videos. I am just like what I am. My hair is like all over the place, or I'm recording from a car park basement. That's
keeping it real. Keeping it real.
Yeah, that's who I am, right? I'm not going to spice things up and make things look damn change and things like that. Because my wife keeps complaining, it's like, your video, your background, you cannot change it. I'm like, comfortable in this space, so what do you want me to do, right? I'm comfortable doing it this way, and yes, I know, I understand, I'm long-winded, so those are the things. I know what my challenges are, and I'm trying to fix that as well. So I try to make my videos a little bit more crisp. I try to edit it, and you look at my videos like cut so much. So
I can't do what you do, man. Seriously, I got no patience for it, man. You follow me on my TikTok. It's like, okay, I got 4 videos and that's it. I'm done. I just can't do like whatever you've been doing, man.
So the thing about if you want a presence on social media, right? And I have to do it because right now I'm doing music, so I need to have a social media presence to promote the music, which is a positive thing. It's not I'm not flaunting anything, right? So I have to be on social media, and you see my videos on TikTok. I think a day I try to put up about 3 videos, and it's tough, because I've got to do it early in the morning before I go to work, right? So that I can release it at certain hours of the day, right? Because you need to study the pattern when you get the
algorithm and all that.
Yeah, and so I've got to do either really early in the morning, like after sending my kids to school, and then before I get into the office, I got to record it, or I come back from work, I got to record it. So it's tough, lah. And the reason why so many videos is because everything is content. Otherwise, you'll be irrelevant.
Yeah, true, very true.
So the same thing with music as well. If I stop now, and like you said, if I would do a song like a year down the road, I'll be irrelevant at that point of time.
I know that feeling. As you can see on my social media, it's like almost every day. But for me, it is kind of different when I focus on my social media. What I do on Facebook is totally different compared to what I do on Instagram and what I do on TikToks or LinkedIn. So it's like different personality, a split personality, bring played. I feel like a schizophrenic, lah, but no choice. Lah. So when you like, for me on Facebook, it's all about, if you can see, it's all about laughter. It's all about jokes. I crack just jokes, turn everything serious into a joke. That's the whole focus, what I do on Facebook. Then on Instagram, it's more about work, all that posing a little bit here and there. And TikTok is pretty much also about work, which is I focus on just voiceovers over there. And LinkedIn is more on public speaking and trainings. So it is a divide on social media, because I was having this conversation with one of the so-called brand specialists, or a person who's involved in that field. The only problem is the perception, or rather the style that the corporate people have versus people in, I would say, like our industry, pretty much. You see, entertainment and all is totally different, because they look at it as like whatever you post is like, oh, it's corporate. This is how it's going to affect your image and businesses. But at the same time, as an entertainer, I wouldn't want to say you have to, but you got to push boundaries a little bit. You can't exactly be too tight, too rigid per se, in order for you to portray your entertainment side. Because for that, because I've noticed a pattern of artists who do that. When they go too stiff, too strict on their so-called postings and all, the response gets a little bit lesser per se. But at the very same time, some of them would do something a little controversial, or say something just to, what's the word for it? Is it clickbait? Just to get people coming on board and checking out more and more. That seems to be happening a lot. So for you live two lives. One, you have the corporate side of it, and then now into the entertainment side as a rapper. Do you find is it difficult for you to do that, or are you just going to maintain that same concept for both platforms?
No, it's going to be the same concept, because that's who I am. I can't say something, make a song like this, like social disaster, and be the complete opposite, right? That would be kind of hypocritical. But that's just who I am. From the music I make, from the person I am, and I got to bear in mind as well. Although I said that I don't live my life for other people, at the same time, I need to understand that outside I am a manager or a leader for other people as well. And we are talking globally. So the things that I say, and also, in my current workplace, I'm also the global communications chair for one of what we call an inclusion business group, right?
Okay.
So that's an inclusion business group which touches on race relations, right? So I can't say something controversial as well, because it can affect my future at work and things like that. Neither do I intentionally want to say something controversial, because I don't buy that, right? I don't buy that whole idea of saying something controversial. I just want to be positive. I just want to be who I am. But like you now, you say you're like you have this for Facebook, you're like that on Instagram. That's just being organized, which I am clearly not. That's my level of patience. I cannot. So I just do things. I'm a little bit more impulsive. I do it. I put it up. Sometimes then I look at it again. I'm like, nah, this doesn't suit. So I might take it off. I said, yeah, this content is not right. Right. So yeah. So but it's just who I am.
Okay,
I don't think I will change my persona, my image, to be someone else. I'm way past that phase. I'm way past trying to be what I'm not. It's not to say that I haven't been back, maybe like in my early 20s, or maybe my teens, late teens. Yeah, you had this whole vibe as a rapper, right? You're like, you got to walk a certain way, you got to talk a certain way. But I even did a video on TikTok about accents, right? And today, this is my accent. This is how I speak, even on my meetings, my global meetings, my corporate meetings. This is how I sound. I'm not going to change it. This is my accent. This is who I am, right? I'm not going to try and sound,
Masala-ish.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to sound American. I'm not going to try to sound British or whatever. This is who I am.
It's better than some of the guys who have about 3 kilos of accent, but absolute 0 grams of grammar. So that happens a lot, man.
Oh yeah,
I've seen that a
those.
lot, man.
Yep.
I've noticed some MCs who do that. It's like all of a sudden that accent comes out of nowhere. I was like, dude, why, dude? We're Malaysians. Just communicate, man. That's all. Don't complicate. That's how it works. But it is cool. It is cool because you are kind of like I said. Everybody comes on this podcast. Everybody's different in their own way. Like for you, the way I look at you and your personal life, your corporate life, and your music life pretty much runs on the same track. So, which means it's like no changes, no split personality. You don't have much of that party, go crazy, go wild kind of thing going on. It's just keeping it real all the way, which I kind of liked it because watching a guy rapping in suit is like, okay, this makes sense. For a change, I haven't seen that in a Malaysian hip hop video in a very long time.
That's actually my wife's idea. She's like, I've not seen a rapper in a suit.
Yeah, what was the guy? What's the Latino guy again?
Pitbull.
Pitbull. Yeah, there was only a Malaysian one. Who's the last one? Okay, apart from Joe Flizzo, who else does it in suit? Have you ever come across that?
Nah, not. I can't recall. Maybe there might have been people who have done it, but
no, but
I mean, musicians who have done it, I'm not sure, but not that I am aware of.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out. The only one I know is Joe Flizzo, and then maybe there were some other guys. And now I'm recalling is
Joe. Joe's the president.
Yeah, the president. He was basically a photocopy of. No, photocopy is a bad choice of word. It's like he's the Jay-Z version of in Malaysia. Yeah, that's how I like to look at it. But again, it is kind of nice. It is kind of nice going on that way. But have you ever considered of trying something new, which is in mind? Because I'm trying to dig your mind right now to see what I can find out before you release more music. But what's on your mind is like, have you thought, because of getting, since now you've collaborated with Roshan and one of it, have you thought of getting other people on board? Maybe something different you'd like to try out? Is there any thoughts on that?
Yeah. So, like for example, the next song, what I'm in talks in is, I want to experiment with a lot of things, So the next round, maybe you never know, it might be mumble rap, right?
Oh no, dude! Wait, where's the off button? Where's the off button?
Might be, I don't know.
No, I'm just kidding. Right? Different people got different tastes, lah.
Yeah, we're just going to experiment with stuff, right, and see what works, what doesn't. It's all a learning process. But as far as artists are concerned, some of the people that I really want to work with, and I haven't spoken to them. I'm just mentioning names here. So one of them is, of course, Balan Kashmir.
Oh, Balan's brilliant, man. I like his stuff.
Yeah. Because we go like way back. And of course, Roshan. I love working with him.
He's one of the diverse producer or rapper. That's why his music, he has a diverse feel whatever he produces, which I kind of like on that one.
Yeah, and the other guy that I love and respect so much, in the Tamil rap industry, is Shize.
Oh yeah.
And he's got bars, right? And he's and he just has that thing. His lyrics can make you laugh, or can really sort of make something uninteresting sound interesting, kind of thing.
Right? Something about Tamil rap. I mean, if you don't know it, everything sounds the same, but the words in it, the wordplay in it is amazing, man.
Yeah. So Shize is like one of my favorite Tamil rappers. Ever since Psycho Unit came out, man, mad respect.
Do you rap in Tamil? Have you done? I mean, I think you did. I think you do. You did. But the terms of your style of Tamil rapping, is it similar to whatever like Shize or some of the other guys who do like?
No. So to be absolutely honest, I'm uncomfortable rapping in Tamil because my Tamil, unfortunately, is not as fluent as I would like it to be. Now, I do read and write Tamil, and I speak Tamil. But the problem is...
read and write it?
I read and write. So,
oh, man.
But the problem is, because growing up, I didn't speak it often.
Okay.
So my pronunciation is not perfect. And, it just sounds it might sound weird, or it will sound very colloquial. It'll sound very pasar, right? So when I do songs, it takes me a long time to write.
Mm-hmm.
And as for the Tamil rappers that we have this day, when you listen to them, it's so smooth, and they got that whole multi-syllable rhyming going on, right?
I get so jealous. I get so jealous. The word plays they have in it, it's like the rhymings. How many words do you have in a minute? In one bar, how many words do you actually have? They can go on, I don't know what, 300 words per minute or something like that. It goes on and on and on. It's like, whoa, man, these guys are. It's like the dribble in Tamil.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's how it feels, man.
Multi-syllable rhyming, and I'm a huge fan of dribbling. I'm a huge fan of this whole multi-syllable rhyming. Eminem does it, but our local Tamil rappers, amazing. Hats off to them.
Yeah, speaking of local Tamil rappers, I've noticed India has been picking up on their rappers also, because at one point in time we were dominating the music hip hop, or rather the rap scene in India, and right now you've seen a lot of Tamil rappers coming out, which is also fantastic, man.
Yeah, Brother V just dropped a track, I think today, or was it yesterday?
Okay.
It's called Forever. So he teamed up with this other Indian rapper called Krish. Or Krishna, and this guy Krishna, he raps in Hindi.
Okay.
And he was featured on a song called, I think it's called Overdrive, with Busy Bone on it.
Oh.
Busy Bone of Pontas and Harmony. So it was all this choppers, right? I mean, choppers are guys who dribble and do this whole fast rap kind of thing. So he was featured with Busy Bone, Twister, Tech 9, and a whole bunch of other rappers as well.
Okay, wait. This was if I'm not mistaken, the music video was kind of a black and white kind of thing on the streets or something. Is that the video?
No. That is, I think the one you're talking about is Lazy Bone, Twister, Tech 9.
Busta Rhymes is in it.
This is a newer song, not like a few months ago. So he was featured on that song, and Brother V has done a song with this guy. So Brother V does songs mostly in English. He has one song in Kannadam, I think another one, if I'm not mistaken, that's Tamil, or maybe just one verse in Tamil kind of thing. So yeah, but Brother V, he's amazing. You should check him out. Lyrically, the guy's insane.
And the other guy that caught my attention was the guy who rapped for the Vijay's movie Master. It's like, this one part he does that speed rap thing going on. I was like, man, I can't remember his name. Gosh, come on, man. He does a lot of the native kind of music. If I remember, I'll just post it up or something, share it again. Just can't remember his name. He's quite fantastic too. There's a lot of things, especially the rap scene lately has been kicking off pretty well, especially the Indian rap scene. Rap Porkalam just finished season 2, and I saw some amazing rappers over there. Saint was there. I think Shize was there also. As judge, right? Yeah, so a lot of things happening, man. It's quite interesting.
Was there Saint was there, Roshan was there.
Yeah, Roshan was there. Yogi B was there. Then Master, what? Oh man, the rest of the guys hear me right now. They're going to kill me, man. What's the guy who did Nachitra? Oh man, please, Nab, don't embarrass yourself, please.
Dr. Byrne and
Dr. Byrne
and Jazz.
MC Jazz. Okay. Thank God. Because if I miss that name, I know I'm going to get screwed by somebody somewhere right now. Like, how can you not know that, man? It is quite interesting, the hip hop scene, especially for 2022. A lot of great tracks been out and more coming up. And yours just came out at the right time. Perfect timing. I wish you all the best for that. And have you any plans of shows, gigs, and any of those sorts before the year end for promoting this particular single?
If I get invited to a gig, I'll go. I'm not saying so. Yeah, so I mean, let's see how this song does, how it picks up. I mean, it's doing well. Honestly, it has exceeded my expectations.
Cool.
Absolutely. And I know how when a track does well, right? You can tell because you've got people texting you and people calling you and saying, "Dude, I just saw it." I just got a call from one of my college mates. It's like, he calls me. It's like, "Cha, it's a cup track, la." Cup song is like it's amazing. You did a really good job on this. And then you got people texting and saying, oh my God, the video is amazing. Right.
It
and
was.
Then you've got, and you got people who are putting the song up, whatever that I've shared, the clips and all, they've been putting it up on their Insta and Facebook stories and things like that. And these are people, some of them I didn't even promote to them, right? And they're putting it up and I appear on their feed. So it's kind of like that, it's really doing well. So anyway, on YouTube right now, it's hit about 3.1K views. So it's amazing, doing pretty well.
Nice, man, nice. Here, excuse me, man. This my camera tends to give up some issues. Sorry, pardon me. See, it happens. Murphy's Law seems to be my good buddy, especially when it comes to you. I don't know why. For some reason, the last time we spoke, I think we had something similar like this.
Yeah, that was the sound.
Yeah, that was the sound. Now I got the audio visual problem, but it's okay. It happens. It's just that keeps me on my toes in order to get a new camera for the particular show, man. I got to start investing in that. But anyway, big congratulations once again. It is an amazing track. It is called Social Disaster featuring the Roshan Jamrock. It's an amazing track. It's available on YouTube. It's also on the streaming platform Spotify and all, right?
Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, Deezer, whatever you need.
The whole works, lah.
Facebook, TikTok.
Everywhere. So there's no excuse for you not to check it out.
Blow it up. Just take your videos, do everything, and follow me on TikTok. I'm on TikTok as Vixstarr, Vixstarr. On Facebook, Vixstarr, Vixstarrmy. On Insta as Vixstarr, Vixstarr.
Okay, to make everybody's life easy, I'm going to post everything on the website. So all you have to do is just click on it. Because trust me, that Vixstarr spelling is a bit tricky. Vixst with a double R.
Yeah, I've got right here. I think it's on my cap. So you can't see it, but
isn't that his Penang? Okay, I thought it was a bone tongue cap earlier.
Penang, and it's got my name on the side.
I got to start printing one out for myself, man. Gotta do it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to post everything up on the website. You can check it out. Please do make sure you share. That is the most important thing of all. It's not about just listening to it. It's also about the sharing. And at the very same time, feel free to drop a comment on the on YouTube, whatever you feel, what you like, what the most about the song. Just share your opinion. That's what you need to do. Interact. That's one thing I've noticed about YouTube these days. The more the interaction, the better it is. So please, just put a thumbs up, say hello, say hi, do whatever you have to do in the comment section, and let's push the video a little further. 3K, let's make it a 300K in the next couple of weeks or months. I don't know, and just let's give it a shot. And Vix, once again, please don't wait 2 years, yeah? Don't wait for another 2 years before the next single comes out. I cannot. It's already white years. 2 years from now, I don't know whether I'll still have the show, but all the best to you, man. All the best to you. We'll have a chat soon, man. We'll have a chat soon. We gotta catch up for a drink, man. We haven't done that in a very long time.
Yes.
So have we ever done that before?
We've not had. We've not gone for a drink, but we've had lunch.
Yeah, I'm sometimes I get confused because I interact with people on social media so much so that I don't know whether I've met them or have I not met them before. It's just like I'm confused, man. I always get myself confused at that side. Hope to catch up with everybody, man. Thanks, dude.
Yeah,
I'll
in the area. I'll give you a call.
Yes, please do, but give me a heads up. Don't dude, I'm here right now. You see this? Come, let's have a drink.
Yeah, I know I do that. I'm here right now.
You do that all the time. It's like, dude, I'm here. Let's go for a drink. It's like, what?
Yep.
Man. Give me a heads up on that part. We'll catch up for a drink. Vix, thank you so much for coming on board. This podcast will be up. Please do share it. It's available on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, the whole works down there. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit the subscribe button and follow us. If you have any other bands or other music that you'd like to share with us, please do drop me a line. I'll be more than happy to feature them on the website. Remember, it's www.sltwithnav.com. And follow me on Instagram. Where else? Where am I? Facebook, Instagram. I don't know. Just follow the website. All right. So have fun, man. Take care, dude. See that.
All right. Thanks so much for having me. Bye-bye.